Blaze the Cat is a highly underrated Sonic character in terms of her strength, which honestly confuses me because she's like a parallel to Sonic the Hedgehog, and not only that, his whole team. Now, before I get into that, I gotta say that Blaze is from a parallel universe, and if you don't know what a parallel universe is, it's basically a reality universe or dimension that implies that the reality is a variant of our own. Just think of Marvel's multiverse and how each variant of a superhero goes through the same thing, but the story might be slightly different in each universe, but fundamentally the same. The Archie comics do a deep dive into the multiverse with different variants of Sonic, Silver, and Knuckles, etc. But today we're going to be sticking with the canon, which are the games. So make sure you mind that like button and hit that bell before anything, and make sure you enjoy the video. Remember when I said Blaze the Cat is just like Sonic, and not only that, his whole team? Well, let me explain. Blaze is from a universe which is basically the opposite of Sonic's. Blaze, just like Sonic, has an Eggman she has to deal with named Eggman Nega, who's colder and more calculated compared to the regular Eggman that we know from Sonic. She's fast like Sonic, but probably just a tiny bit slower. She's as agile as Sonic, but probably a little bit more because of her ballerina type moves. I'm spinning like a ballerina. Blaze had no friends while Sonic had a lot of them. She's also just like Knuckles, as she's stuck as the guardian of the Soul Emeralds, and Knuckles, being the guardian of the Chaos Emeralds, is stuck as it as well. Another difference is Blaze didn't like what she had to do, but was 100% invested in it, making sure that the Soul Emeralds never leave her sight. Knuckles, on the other hand, loves his duty and embraces it. She even met up with Knuckles in the IDW comics to talk about her stress and get one-on-one advice from him, guardian to guardian. Let's also not forget, she doesn't need a Tails. She's smart like Tails. In the first Sonic Rush, judging by how Blaze right away already knew that she was in another dimension and deals with Eggman Nega, who on his character profile is described as cold and more calculated compared to the regular Eggman. Eggman Nega! It just shows how smart and strong she is just to last this long by herself with no friends and no help. Now, Blaze at one point couldn't control her powers and would always get made fun of, which explains why she was always alone. She didn't like being around people and struggled opening up about her emotions. But it's not until Blaze learns the importance of friendship from Sonic where she opens up the Amy side of her. After Sonic Rush and Sonic 06, she was basically Silver's Amy, just not that annoying. Also, I forgot to mention that Blaze is scared of heights and Sonic is scared of water. And just look at both of their designs side by side. They both have similar shoes. She's like the girl version of Sonic with different personalities, and just the whole Sonic hero team in general. But now it's time to see how strong is she and who she possibly could beat in a fight. This will make it easier for any fan to know how strong she actually is. Now, Blaze would easily beat Cream. She's too young, and because of this, she really isn't allowed to tag along with Sonic on his adventures, as they are just too dangerous for her. And that goes for Big the Cat and Amy as well. Amy's way too slow and would be outmatched by Blaze easily. On to Knuckles the Echidna. As much as it hates for me to say this one, narratively, she beats Knuckles. And I already know what some of the Knuckle fans are typing, but Knuckles knocked out Super Sonic and had a stalemate with Sonic in Sonic Adventure 1. Stop. In Sonic Adventure 1, it wasn't a stalemate. The fight was interrupted by Eggman and Chaos after Knuckles knocked the Chaos Emeralds out of Sonic when clashing. Once again, just like in Sonic 3, their fight was cut short because of Eggman. Next, when it comes to Knuckles knocking Sonic out of his super form, let's not act like Sonic wasn't off-guarded and ambushed by Knuckles. Knuckles was on his homeland where he knows all the hiding spots and set up traps and was waiting for Sonic due to Eggman warning him about Sonic having the Chaos Emeralds and coming to Angel Island to destroy and cause chaos. He had prep time, and obviously, just like in Sonic Unleashed, prep time would prove itself effective as long as you know how to deal with the Chaos Emeralds. This prep time is made clear during the gameplay. Sonic is just running around with Tails and falling into Knuckles' traps. It's his home, Angel Island. Knuckles being stronger than Super Sonic would honestly make no sense anyway. No matter how you put it, he would easily knock out Sonic, Shadow, Blaze, and whoever he wants out in base with probably one punch. Knuckles just has some mysterious power over Chaos energy that hasn't been fully explained yet. He's able to sense the Chaos Emeralds, shards of the Master Emeralds, and even the Soul Emeralds. Knuckles confronted Blaze and tried fighting her because he thought she had the Chaos Emeralds. Blaze slammed him into a wall with seemingly no ease and said he was wasting her time. Honestly, this never happened to Knuckles, and honestly, a lot of you probably never knew this happened. It's embarrassing, especially because Cream tells Blaze at first that he's a tough guy, and soon after this, Blaze speed blitzes Knuckles and slams him into a wall and says, "What I have in my hands determines the fate of my world," and leaves. With Knuckles' words before this being, "Wait, what the?" And obviously, Knuckles cannot beat Burning Blaze. Now when it comes to Silver versus Blaze, Blaze in more occasions is portrayed as more powerful. She serves as a mentor for Silver, calling him naive on multiple occasions. She teaches him about the Chaos Emeralds and clearly has more experience with Emerald power. You're probably thinking, what about his psychokinesis though? You're forgetting that. Silver's psychokinesis ability is good, but it's not like Silver is great with it. In Sonic Generations, when he was forced to fight Silver again, Sonic destroyed Silver. If you are fast enough, psychokinesis is not that effective. Shadow, when he fought Silver, clearly didn't get caught in that either. And if you know Sonic narratively, you know that he's always holding back. And if he does go all out, he will destroy you, like he did in 7 Rings. With Blaze being so relative to Sonic in terms of speed and strength, I don't see her having a struggle with this power either. I will say Super Silver based off of feats alone is over Burning Blaze because Super Silver fought Solaris. But still, without their transformations, I'm gonna have to go with Blaze on this one. She just has way more power and experience. And to be honest, if Burning Blaze was there hypothetically with the Soul Emeralds during the Solaris event, I think she would be well strong enough to replace Silver if he wasn't there. Blaze has a lot more abilities that I'm going to touch upon later on in the video, but what do you guys think about Silver versus Blaze? What is your opinion on that? Let me know in the comments. Tails, with all due respect, obviously doesn't do nothing to Blaze. He's known as a companion to Sonic and does assist him in battle, but he isn't on Sonic's level of strength. Not like Blaze. I'm sorry to the Tails the Fox fans, but he's just not on Sonic and Blaze's level. Which brings us to Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow the Hedgehog, along with Blaze, is slightly below Sonic. I know Shadow's supposed to be Sonic's rival, but looking at the track record, it doesn't look pretty good. And after that, whenever they fought, Sonic would just outright beat Shadow, or the fight would just be interrupted. If there's anyone watching this that thinks Shadow's over Sonic, I just don't understand. Shadow admitted that Sonic's the ultimate life form. On top of that, in Sonic Adventure 2, we had a bloodlusted Shadow wanting to kill Sonic, lost to Sonic. A Sonic that was non-bloodlusted, holding back, and not even wanting to kill Shadow. Don't get me wrong, I think Shadow will always rival Sonic. I think he was created to be Sonic's Shadow. He'll always be the closest one to Sonic in terms of speed, strength, and anything. It's just that Sonic's the hero and he's the anti-hero. I guess I just don't like how they show it. Why in Sonic Generations was Shadow just backseat gaming? I don't know, but now that I have addressed the Shadow being slightly below Sonic thing, let's get back to Shadow versus Blaze. Believe it or not, Shadow versus Blaze would be a very close fight, and this was because Shadow versus Silver was a very close fight. Shadow actually had to use a Chaos Emerald, and Sega showed us how high diff the fight was by showing us how heavy they were breathing. Again, Shadow had to resort to using a Chaos Emerald until Silver countered it with his own. Now, since Silver countered Chaos Control, it's very likely that Blaze could do the same thing, if not something similar. With the Soul Emeralds and the Chaos Emeralds being complete counterparts, both grant the ability to manipulate time and space and give the user super form transformation abilities. With that being said, there has to be a unique way where Blaze should be able to counter Chaos Control, which is Shadow's signature move. Before Shadow and Silver's fight was interrupted, there's no telling who would have came out on top, but if I'm being honest, Shadow taking off his inhibitors and winning would have probably been the end result of that battle. But since Shadow, Blaze, and Silver are so relative, there's no telling who would actually win against each other in a 1v1. Both Shadow and Blaze are cold when it comes to getting the job done. We see this with Shadow when it comes to Infinite, how he killed his friends on a mission, and we get a glimpse of this from Blaze in the IDW comics, where she was threatening this person with a menacing look on her face. They're both very comparable to Sonic Sonic who's the strongest, so to be safe, I think the fight would end in a stalemate or a tie. Blaze can encase herself in flames hot enough to ignite underwater and can kick and punch flames through the air. If Blaze and Shadow's strength and speed are comparable to Sonic, I really can't say who would win. But that's all I got for this video. Before I end this video, I want to clear up some things about Sonic 06 and how it didn't ruin Blaze. What happened made sense, I just didn't like it. Sega made Blaze forget who Sonic the Hedgehog was. And we know this because they showed that she had a little bit of memory of him during her mission.
A blue hedgehog. Can it be true? I need to find Silver fast.
This shows that she only faintly remembers Sonic, especially because when they were talking to Mephiles, she didn't know exactly what blue hedgehog he was talking about. It's just dumb how she doesn't remember who Sonic was, but he literally changed her life for the better. He made her who she is today. But again, it is Sonic 06, so I guess. I love you guys. Make sure you guys like this video as it took a long time to make this and put it together and edit. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below what you guys think is your top 5 strongest characters and why, and see you guys in the next video. Peace.